Good morning. I'm Rowena Crosby.
And I'm Deborah Rinner, and we're your co-hosts for this show. Thank you for joining us for the next 17 minutes for your Invisible Toolbox, the show that looks at the tools for working effectively with others.
We're streaming live today from the Tero Learning Center in Des Moines, Iowa. We've got a wonderful and very unique show for you. We're going to stray a little from our standard format. We're joined by 13 international scholars who are visiting Des Moines during World Food Prize Week. It's a pretty exciting time here in Des Moines, Iowa. The World Food Prize, which is the premier award for food and agriculture, will be awarded on Thursday evening. Dr. Norman Borlaug is the catalyst behind the World Food Prize. He's a Nobel Peace Prize laureate. He's an Iowa farm boy. And he is credited as the father of the Green Revolution and for saving 1 billion lives. I think the only person in the world who is credited with saving 1 billion lives. And it was his inspiration that made the World Food Prize possible. He inspired a lot of us in a lot of ways, individuals and organizations. And it was his inspiration that led the Monsanto company to develop the Monsanto Beachell-Borlaug International Scholarship Program. And this is an international ag fellowship program, the largest of its kind in the world. It was announced in 2009, and there have been 89 scientists who have participated in it, and we're going to hear from some of them today. It's really exciting to think about the impact that we can have in science, and we also know the importance of leadership skills to be able to do those kind of things well. So these scholars spend a little time every year at Tero International building their leadership skills in addition to complementing their scientific skills. And so that's why they're here and why they're joining us today. The program's administered through Texas A&M under the leadership of Dr. Ed Runge.
And our team loves working with the scholars every year because although we're talking about and facilitating the learning around leadership, we learn so much because the scholars come from various parts of the world. And we encourage you today. Last week we talked about learning about culture. And if you didn't get to your development challenge or to your invisible tool, here's your opportunity. We are going to get some wonderful insights from the scholars about culture today, so we'll all be more versed.
We all want to be more culturally competent. So we're not in any particular chapter of the book today, but we are going to look really at part 3, which is tools for working globally. And we're going to hear some insights from these young people who are working outside of their own cultures. We can learn from our own experience, but so often we don't get that chance. So what a gift to get to learn from the experiences of others.
So we're going to ask each scholar to tell their name, their home country, the country that they're living or working in right now or studying in, and then we've asked them to talk about either the greatest lesson from living or working in a different culture that they've learned, or something that would be really important for us to know about their home country and culture. So we're going to start with our first scholar.
Good morning. Thank you, Tero, for having us here. My name is Anil Adhikari. I'm originally from Nepal. It's a small country in South Asia situated in between India and China. I am currently pursuing my PhD at Texas A&M University in Texas, and I took part of my research as part of the Monsanto Beachell-Borlaug International Scholars Program in Summit, Mexico. I do not have a lot of experience as I'm pretty young, but based on whatever I have, what I can say or what I've learned is that no culture is good or bad as a whole. There are good things and bad things in all cultures. If somebody does something differently from you or from what you used, it does not mean that it's wrong or it's bad. You just have to put yourself in that situation to see or to understand why they do it that way and how it came to be. Thank you.
Good morning. I'd like to really thank Deb and Rowena for this opportunity. So my name is Shreya. I'm from Kolkata in India, and right now I'm pursuing my PhD in the plant sciences at the John Innes Center in the United Kingdom. And as part of this wonderful program, I also get to spend quite a bit of time in Mexico doing field work and helping breeders to integrate our technologies and bring them all out in the field. And the greatest lesson that I've learned from living and working in a different culture for many, many months is that it's actually, even though it seems a bit intimidating, it's actually a lot of fun to learn a new language, a new culture, a new custom, and it also opens your mind a bit. You start to see things very differently. You start to incorporate all the things, different nice things from different cultures, and create your own work ethic, which is really good thing to go with. And an important thing that I would really like people to know about my home country, India, is that it is a big country. There are a lot of cultures, a lot of religions, and a lot of local communities. So when you meet somebody from India, please don't assume anything, just ask, and they will be more than happy to tell you about their culture and customs. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Gurcharan Singh Brar. I am originally from India. And specifically breadbasket of India, the Punjab state. And I moved to Canada 5 years ago for my grad school, where I did study plant science. And through this Monsanto Beachell-Borlaug International Scholars Program, I'm visiting Mexico and had a chance to meet all these wonderful scholars. And in last 5 years, what I have realized while staying in Canada, which is one of the big multicultural country, that the basic moral values and needs of all the cultures are the same. So once we learned to acknowledge even the subtle differences in all these cultures and learn to appreciate all these cultures, there won't be any conflicts due to cultural differences or different personalities which are shaped in different cultures.
Good morning, my name is Yanping Zhang. I'm from China originally, but I'm currently studying in Australia at the University of Sydney. I'm working on a project which is to isolate the origins from wheat against the rust disease. And if you ask me what would be the greatest lesson I've learned from working in the multicultural, I think the greatest lesson I've learned is like when I compare the Chinese culture with Australian one. Actually, indeed, you could make a balance between your life and work. You can both enjoy your life well and working great.
Good morning, I'm Shiriti Mondal. Thanks Dave and Rona for giving me this floor to say about my culture. I'm from Bangladesh, it's a South Asian country, and currently I'm doing PhD in Texas A&M University, US, and my major is plant breeding. I'm particularly working on salinity tolerance reproductive stage in rice. So I want to help the people who are in the miserable condition due to the salinity problem. So the greatest lesson from living or working in the different cultures is like, after coming in US, I feel that the people in USA are very acceptable mentality. They can accept different culture that I like very much. And what is important for others to know my home country is it's very popular for their hospitality. We accept people from our heart we accept people from across the world, across their religion. So we treat them as our guests, share our foods, joys, and sorrows. And thank you, Monsanto Beachell-Borlaug, for giving me this opportunity to work with different cultures. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Igor Yelome. I'm from Benin. I'm doing my PhD research at the Ghent University and in Belgium. I'm working in rice genetic diversity, and we are looking for new resistant genes that we can use to improve farmers' varieties. I think Belgium culture is different from my home country, but at the moment you start learning their language, you realize that people become very friendly with you, and you can easily share your own culture. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for having us on the show. My name is Karminder Veer Kaur, and I am originally from India. I have been living in California for last 2 months, and previously I have worked with people from different cultures, China, Afghanistan, New Zealand, and others. So what I have learned is that people everywhere experience the same, value the same experiences. Give or take a few based on our cultural preferences or where we were brought up. we all value the same ethics and experiences. And if you go into a new culture, or somebody comes into a new culture, people there will try to put you at ease. You just have to look around and perceive what they are doing or how they are functioning, and you will be able to assimilate. Thank you.
Hello, I'm James King from Toronto, Canada. I'm now doing a PhD at Tokyo University in Japan and working on a project to improve rice yields in Madagascar. One of the big lessons I've learned from working in different cultures is that there's very different considerations of hierarchy. So in Canada, it's quite easy to talk to your boss and even disagree with them, while in some countries in Asia, like Japan and especially Korea, hierarchy is very important. So it's much more important to defer to your boss's decision and make sure you don't do something like leave work before them.
Hi, my name is Joseph Swift. I am Australian, but I'm doing my PhD in rice genomics in New York City at New York University, and I do field work in the Philippines. I guess one lesson that I've learned from working both in New York as well as in rural Philippines is that the speed of research in life is much different, and that you have to be adaptable to both scenarios.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Eder Groli. I'm from Brazil, but now I'm living in Italy, where I'm doing my PhD at the University of Bologna. And I'm working in order to find out new genes to heat stress tolerance. And living in other country gives me the opportunity to meet and interact with other people and new their culture. And I can use this information, this opportunity to improve myself.
Hello everyone, I'm Ashish Rajurkar from India, one of the diverse country in the world, having much more cultural differences, language differences, changing every kilometer. I studied basically in India only, but I studied my part of studies in Philippines and USA, which are somewhat developed countries than India. So basically I think all the countries are same, and as a human being, I think all individuals in each country are the same. But US having more developed country, some of the technologies are good things than my home country. So thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Sumit Mankar from India, and presently I'm studying in Texas A&M USA. But before that I worked in United Kingdom, South Korea and Philippines. And the greatest lesson I have learned about other cultures is mutual respect about other cultures and appreciation. It will take too long and far away from your culture to their culture, and appreciation will take you like in their comfort zone, and you will come out of your own comfort zone. And the thing is, no matter what country, what business strategies or what is your profession, wear a big smile. It will help you like nothing like that. So thank you.
Good morning. First of all, thank you for having us today. My name is Boja Basnet. I'm from Nepal. Currently, I'm working as a scientist in International Maize and Wheat Improvement Center, Mexico, and by acronym it is called CIMIT. And I'm trying to develop new and better wheat varieties for the farmers. And in fact, I have been outside of my home country for the last 12 years, and currently I'm working in the place where more than, several scientists come to work together from more than 40 different countries. So I feel so proud and fortunate to have got such a wonderful opportunity. And I think although there are many people which are unique and different, everyone in this world are different, but there are so many common things and common values that we share each other. And in CIMIT, I believe what we are doing is we are not only trying to fight against the hunger, but also we are sharing our ideas, values, and interests together, and we are knowing each other better, and we are knowing the world better. Thank you.
Thank you. What a great opportunity to hear from these young people and see the world through their eyes. And we hope that you've had the opportunity to reflect on some of your own differing cultural experiences as you've heard their stories. Before we wrap up our show, we do want to take a moment to acknowledge the gentleman sitting next to me. So Dr. Basnat, who you've just heard from, is a little further in his leadership career than many of the other scholars who are just getting their careers started. And later this week, he is going to be honored with an International Impact Award. So one of the visions for this program was to develop the future leaders in agriculture, and we're already seeing evidence of that with this wonderful award that's actually being, it's named for my late husband, Ted Crosby. Something else we'd love to share with you, it is a Monsanto program, largest fellowship program in the world. But those of you who are familiar with the large ag companies will also know that they don't do work in wheat or rice. This is really a commitment to prepare the next generation of leaders who are going to help us feed the world. So thank you for joining us today. If you want to share the program with others, or if you've missed any portion of it, you'll find the entire program loaded up to Tero's YouTube channel. Join us again next Monday morning at 9:03 Central, where we will explore another tool in your Invisible Toolbox. And those of you that have occasion to be in Des Moines, next Tuesday, October 24th, in West Des Moines at Merchants Bonding, Des Moines Magazine, DSM Magazine, is going to be doing its unveiling of its fall-winter edition. And Deborah and I are going to be there, and we'll be signing books and featuring the books. So we'd love to see you. It's going to be after work next Tuesday.
Yes, we would love to see you, and what great cultural informants today.
Oh my goodness, what a gift.
So many insights. And now it's your turn. We welcome you to submit your ideas or suggestions for future shows. You can email those to ideas@yourinvisibletooolbox.com. Also find us on your favorite social media platform. We're also out on Instagram. And if you haven't subscribed to Tero's YouTube channel, if you subscribe, you'll be alerted as to when future shows are going to air, and also future Tero Tips videos will air. We'd like to thank Kyle Plummer, our cameraman and director, and Rachel Trainham, who is also assisting with this program today.
And thank you again to all of our scholars who were kind enough to share their perspective on working and living in a different culture. Thanks to all of you for joining us, and that's a wrap.